Welcome to our video on how to replace the CR2032 battery on the Aston Martin glass ECU key. To do this, you'll need a small flat blade screwdriver, a very small flat blade screwdriver, a good quality CR2032 battery and some patience. Start off by using the small flat blade screwdriver to undo the two case screws on the back of the key. You need to be patient with this so you don't end up scratching the surface of the key. You may notice that the key is a little bit difficult to take apart. This could be because the screws on the back of the actual key are a little bit threaded. If this is the case, what you need to do is pull the two sections apart ever so slightly, just to add a little bit of traction in there, and then carry on undoing the screws. This should sort everything out and the screws should come out quite easily. Finish off unscrewing them by finger and thumb, which will again reduce the chance of you scratching the key. Once both screws are removed, then separate the two segments by holding onto the black element and the silver element and pulling them apart. Then gently push the internal case from the external shell and place that aside, button side down. To access the battery, you'll need to remove the small metal cover. Sometimes this has the Aston Martin logo on it, and like this one it doesn't. The micro screws can be rather fiddly and can actually quite easily shear as well. So you may need to use an even smaller screwdriver to get these off, and just be incredibly patient. Work your way around each of the screws, remembering to be patient. They don't always come all the way out, as there's a small brass ring that sits behind them. Just unscrew them enough, if possible, that the pressure from behind pushes the metal plate up, which then keeps everything nice and neat and tidy for you. If the screws are difficult to undo, or they do end up shearing, don't worry. As long as one or two that can hold the metal part in place, it shouldn't be a problem. If, however, all of the screws are sheared, again, that's not too much of a problem. There is a way around this, which we'll cover later in this video. Once all the screws are removed, take off the back cover and then pry out the CR2032 battery and then replace it with a new one. Place the rear cover back on, press it down in place, and then you can start screwing the screws back in. Again, be patient with them and do not over tighten them, as they can still shear. If the screws have unfortunately sheared and you can't hold the battery cover in place, what you can do is use some clear tape just to wrap over the top to hold it down in place. Only use one layer though, otherwise it will make the internal case too thick to go back into the key itself. Once all the screws are in place, make sure they're entirely flush with the back cover. This will ensure they don't get caught when you slide the internal case back into the surround. Once that's slid in, then put on the rear chrome surround and then put in the small back screws. Finger tighten the screws to start with. This will help ensure that you don't scratch the rear case. Then use your screwdriver to finish tightening them up. Be sure not to over tighten them, as this will thread them, and that will mean they'll just spin around and then make it more difficult to take them out again should you need to change the battery again. That's it, you're all done, and you've now got a brand new battery in your key. Thank you for watching our video, and please visit our website www.phoenixbespokekeys.com.